I did kind of want to discuss closed-minded individuals and just share some more of my story as a learning lesson for anyone else out there when seeking employment. If they tell you you're gonna do something, they make a promise to you that they're gonna do like pay you time and a half, or if you come in on a day off, they'll do this, or just anything they say that they're gonna do. If you can't record the conversation, get documentation to what they said, get anything in writing, some sort of proof of what they're telling you, they have a problem with that, no, say no deal. Don't do it. Don't take anybody's word for anything. When I addressed the hotel earlier, continuation of the hotel story is the hotel is being sold, and the reviews were in the toilet. They had direct bill accounts. There's like, I can't remember exactly. It's like 93,000, 96,000 is a lot of uncollected invoices because we have direct bills set up with companies. She wasn't collecting on them for obviously quite some time. So my agreement was there's two options. I would either get my own. He's like, oh, this person who promised me this. Oh, I see you running your own hotel. Because I did a badass job. I did a really good job. And I couldn't tell you the number of guests who told me, because the hotel was covered in black mold. And we just were told to cover it up the best way we can. Give discounts if people notice it. So I was told that I would get a promotion with the company, which is Channel Point Hospitality, or I would get my own hotel, basically, if I stayed to help them save this hotel so they could sell it. Everybody started jumping ship. I was doing office work, front desk work, breakfast host, laundry, housekeeping. I was doing everything. Everybody's jumping ship because they lied about it. So if I started out, I worked like 10-hour days every day, 7 days a week to pull these invoices to get this money collected. I had to get it under $5,000. I got like all but 4,200 collected. The reviews out of 10 were like 2.8. I got that shit up above 8 in 3 months. That is how hard I worked. Kicked ass. And new company comes in. Then the story changed to we don't have any open positions right now. But he was going to try to get me on this other location just to keep me on. This is the bullshit I'm being fed by somebody I once considered my mentor for 5 years. So I'm like, okay. So this new company comes in and they said they weren't going to hire anybody as a general manager until they saw what the few employees left would do. Then I find out, after the day they all get us hired and everything on payroll, they left us for 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We were sold out. There was a bunch of teams coming in for a tournament. We had no laundry person, no breakfast host, no real front desk person, no management, just me. I can't remember exactly how many, 2 other girls, 3 other people. We nailed that shit. I explained the situation, did the best I could. We somehow managed to pull it all off and do breakfast, keep breakfast stocked. I don't remember how, but we kicked ass. Finally, one of the owners comes strolling in Monday morning, asking me how did it go this weekend. No number to get in touch with anybody, anything. I told him I was going to go to my car. I'll be right back. I never came back. Because how dare you do that? Not only was I lied to by my once trusted mentor, who's a pig, I got totally just stomped on by the new ownership. I wasn't somebody I wanted to work for. So I'm now blackballed in pretty much the hospitality industry. Can't get a job anywhere. I've tried multiple times, different hotel chains. As soon as I tell them about, yeah, they did me dirty, and I got screwed. Not only by one company, both companies. They're two of the biggest hotel chains, pretty much nationwide, especially the other one. And I was crushed. Found another job, Honey Baked Ham. Worked there for like 2 years. Another manager, she just was, all she did was cry and moan, and everybody else did the work. She barely did anything. It was just a very hostile work environment. She's constantly talking about everybody behind their back, and I'm just like, I'm just here to work. Like, I started working open to close, like 8 to 7, 9 to 7, pretty much every day. Working a lot of hours. Then the holiday comes, everybody wants ham, so we're working like up to 16-hour days, for 3 months straight, pretty much from October to January. She just did very little effort from her. We're all busting our butt because everything's handmade there. We have to make the ham salad, turkey salad, chicken salad, cut meat for sandwiches, for slices, and everything. There's just a lot of stuff to do. It's very hands-on, very fast. And you have to do the sandwiches. They have a little cafe. So, it was a situation that escalated between me and the manager, because I was just kind of over her shit. Well, what was the final straw was, not only would she decline business, like if people would call for catering, she would want us to turn them down because she didn't want to do the work. She never wanted to work. Why are you here? All she did was complain about how bad it was. I'm like, why don't you ever go get another job? Like, I'm keep telling her about herself. And she stopped liking me. Started cutting my hours. Just weird stuff she did. They're supposed to go to do this surf save thing, so I was going to be by myself one day. So me and this other coworker stayed late the night before to make sure I had enough preparation for the day by myself. Ended up being busy. Almost did like a $2,000 day by myself. Everything was wiped out. Next day, she mad. The manager's just mad. And I'm like, was I supposed to stay till midnight to catch up? Like, no, I'm not. I handled open to close by myself. Like I said, it was like almost like $2,000 day. And she's up there talking smack against me to a customer, and I heard her talking smack. I take that back. I did stay over to make sure we had a whole bowl of ham for the sandwiches, because that was our main seller, obviously, Honey Baked Ham. She was so mad because I just did a lunch rush by myself. There was like 20 people. I did all of it and rang them up while she was in the back. Finally, I stayed in the back while it beep, like she does. She lets it beep like 4 times and then she'll go up. It's like I'm in the middle of something. And she was so mad because there was no more ham meat. She goes flings open the freezer all mad. This is little tantrums. And she takes the ham meat out, almost slides it off the counter. She was so mad. And I was like, if that bowl falls on the floor, I'm really done. This chick was up there just talking smack about me to a customer. And that was my final straw. Oh, before I do go, I forgot about this part. Before it escalated this time, she went in my purse to read a conversation I was having with somebody else. And she had a problem with that. I had a problem with that because she went in my purse. So if you did it once, you've probably done it multiple times. It's a violation of privacy. So when I started coming to work, putting stuff in my car because I tried to talk to the owner about it. How I felt like that's a violation of privacy and just all the issues. Because I'm like, I'm tired of it. He really looked at me and said that we give up our right to privacy when you walk in his doors. That's another closed-minded individual. So I'm like, all right, cool. So like I said, fast forward back to the final straw. Her talking smack about me to a customer. How unprofessional are you? So I played it cool. And it was like, hey, you want a drink from the gas station? I'm going to the gas station. She's like, yeah. Never went back. What, like, they would have you change dates on stuff and just keep selling it. He'd like resell frozen ham from the year before that he'd already written off, expired ham, just some sick stuff. That's why I'm like, I stopped going to places. I really don't even like eating out anymore because people are nasty. They did so much foul stuff there. And then I went to work for another dry cleaning place. Long story short, ended up being short staffed. If you ever worked at a dry cleaning plant, it's very hot in the summer. And I'm like sweating, working being in the back and counter till close. Because I'm all about the money. Another critical manager, she would get mad if you had to go to the bathroom or you stopped to drink water. She was evil. I worked like a month straight or more. I was miserable there. Well, I was real sick. I got real sick. And I had like 103 temperature. I was sick. I could barely talk. And I was still going to work. Just miserable. And almost on death's door. And finally a customer looked at me. She's like, you need to go to the hospital right now. She's like, you have heat stroke, severe dehydration, and some other things going on. She was a doctor. A really good one, obviously. And she came inside and told the manager that I needed to go to the doctor right now. And I ended up going to med check. My blood pressure was 210 over 150. I had 103.7 temperature and really bad case of strep throat. She told me if I do not take 5 days off or however many days off, that she would admit me to the hospital right now. So I took those days off. That's how corporate America and this way of life has people working in near death to survive. Because if they take a day off, they don't eat. That's got to change, and it will change. I'm so tired of closed-minded individuals, demons, satans, all of them. They're all twisted individuals. I'm sick of y'all. Went to go find a cool little dry cleaning job. I was supposed to be front counter. Ended up being a counter person and a presser. The owner was if the devil was a person. He didn't know anything about running anything. I'm the one who he couldn't talk to people without being condescending. So he ran people off. We had a driving route, and the way he talked to people, they were so mad, and I was like, oh, that was the owner that talked to you like that. She's like, the owner? She said, oh no, we're pulling our business. It was like 60 customers. I was like, oh no. I was like, just deal with me. I kind of tolerated him because it was the only thing I had. Busting my butt once again, working 6 days a week. Or 7 days a week, 6 or 7 days a week, I don't remember. 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. or 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. or whatever. Back once again, he was just an awful person. Then out of nowhere, he tells me he's going to cut my hours. He can't afford to pay me anymore. Can't afford to pay me overtime anymore. I'm looking at him, I was like, are you selling the place? Because he stopped buying certain products we needed. He's let the chemicals pile up that you're supposed to get disposed. I'm like, are you selling? He's like, no. One day he comes in. Oh, one day, it was like a month later. He told me, that's when he told me he was cutting his hours. My hours. Couldn't afford to pay me. He said his accountant told him he needed to cut back on labor. As he's driving in his brand new BMW SUV, telling me he's going to cut my hours. So I should find a second job. Yeah. So when I tell you I'm over closed-minded, rich, entitlement, privileged people, I mean it. And I'm coming for all y'all. Like I said, I'm here as a warning for the future to let them know some tools that I had to learn the hard way. Get something in writing, document, record what you can. If somebody has a problem with any of those things, no deal. Walk away. Because you will be caught before you hit the ground every time. If you choose yourself to stand up for yourself, even if your voice shakes, stand up for yourself. Because I'm telling you what, I'm still crushed about the hotel situation. I worked 10-hour days for like 4, 5, 6 months or whatever. I put my heart, blood, sweat, and tears into that place to turn it around. When I first started working there, they barely got 40%. Me, word of mouth, and my energy, we were at full capacity, swear to God, forever. We were constantly busy. And I'm not telling you, kidding you, the number of guests that told me, we know this hotel is a shitty hotel. We come here for you. You know, the grumpy customers that always came in. We had a lot of people who worked for DCS. You know, I always went above and beyond for everybody. Like, I put so much love into that. And when you put love into anything, it flips it around. And that's what I did everywhere I go. So I know anything that I do from this day forward that's for myself is going to be blown way out of proportion with that love, that attraction. And like I said, I'm like modern day Cinderella. I've always cleaned up everybody else's messes. And I'm not trying to sound like I'm bitter. I'm just trying to share my story, you know, again, to just show that you can make sure that light always defeats any type of darkness, dark matter, twistedness, anything. And don't let nobody play you. Rise above it. Keep it moving. You know, again, they want you to put a 2-week notice in, but if you give them a 2 weeks notice, they're going to cut your hours. They're like, they're just going to fire you, or they're just going to come in one day and something's going to be different. You know, they don't give you any warning. It's not if it's not a two-way respect path, no deal. Document it. All right. I just, like I said, we gonna get through it together. And corporate America is toxic. They're very methodical individuals telling you what you want to hear, how you want to hear it. And it's all lies, just excuses. Try to hold them accountable. All they have is an excuse. Plausible deniability. All right. Good night.